It's a secret. This is a magic ticket. Someone sees it.
To date, 13 scientists have already been killed or missing.
All right, Shalom. First of all, I want to give all praises to Yahweh by Hashem Yahushai by Hashem Rakakadash. The modest of apostles and elders of Great Millstone. Salutations to all the brothers and a few sisters out there. Unto Israelite foreigners from the seed of Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob, Shalom in Hebrew, which means peace. Once your eyes are open, you can never close it back up again. The world is a stage. You have a lot of bad actors out there that portray themselves to be something. And we're in a time of the book of Revelation, which means the book of the unveiling. And right now, everything is questioned. Everything double, triple, the insurance to make sure that the world don't get fooled. Now, I don't know what's going on with these scientists that's missing or deleted from the world, but that got to do with anything. That's most likely because they could tell what's coming from the heavens, and they don't want that thing to leak. And there's a video. Who sent it? Was it one of the elders? But one of the videos was, this wasn't the first time this ever happened. All right, this is this old playbook. All right. Matter of fact, let me see if I can find that old playbook. But there's nothing new. There's absolutely nothing new. Okay. Like I said, there's nothing new.
Rich in intrigue that if it were fiction, it would likely be a bestseller, because all of the dead, almost 24 to date, worked in Western Europe's defense industry.
And the deaths, some bizarre by any standards, have been scattered across the continent. Only by chance did the pattern emerge. But the question is obvious. Is this all just coincidence, or has international espionage produced a string of murders? Well, Stone Phillips went to Europe to investigate, and here's what he found out.
The mystery begins here in picturesque Bristol, England. In August 1986, Bilal Dajubai, a 24-year-old computer scientist, drove his car to this 200-foot-high suspension bridge. He walked out along the edge. Then he jumped to his death. Or was he pushed? Dajubai had left no suicide note. When his body was recovered, initial police reports noted a strange puncture mark on his thigh. But the case passed virtually unnoticed. Then one night about a month later, on this hill overlooking Bristol, another young computer scientist, Ashad Sharif, working for the same company, tied a rope around a tree, wrapped the other end around his neck, then got back into his car and pushed the accelerator to the floor. Dajubai and Sharif were both working for Marconi, one of Britain's top defense contractors, and in less than a month's time, both had died unnatural deaths. This time, somebody noticed.
I was given what I thought at the time was accurate information, but which later turned out to be totally false.
Tony Collins, a reporter with a trade publication called Computer News, started digging after receiving a tip. He discovered that one of the dead men worked on a highly secret project called Cosmos, doing underwater torpedo research that also had applications to America's Star Wars program. Then Collins found that by merely knowing about the Cosmos project, Marconi felt he knew too much.
The more inquiries I made about it, it seemed that the more upset Marconi became. and they wanted to know exactly what information we'd obtained, and they said that there'd been an internal inquiry which had established that we'd been given information which could be harmful to the national interest.
It's a story so rich and
So as you can clearly see, they always have a pattern, and there's many others things. Always have a pattern of eliminating people that work for them. So everything is a Pastor coined it. I mean, when he said it, it resonated. It hit that, that feeling in your mind, like, yo, he's right. Which is 2 Corinthians 2:11. It says, "Least Satan should get an advantage of us, for we are not ignorant of his devices." And that stunt Saturday evening was just it was a couple of things. One, to beef up the security, and like I said with the other show, now they want to make the taxpayers pay for that ballroom. The ballroom for what over 400 million to build up that shit. And it's like, yeah, taxpayers they should be happy. That the first thing they should be concerned about securing the safety of the president. This, that, to the third, as Lindsey Graham was saying. That's one factor. Two, pass a draconian law. Three, which is the most common thing right now, a distraction. A distraction, because he's losing in the polls. He's losing in every avenue, facet. So they do whatever it takes to keep the minds of the people distracted from what's really going on. And the main thing that they all distracting everybody is the MOTB, the system that they built, which is that beast system. All right. So we could clearly see that this man is not playing a fair game. He's playing a dirty game, which he always has been playing dirty. It's always been about knowledge and keeping people in the dark. Okay. Then it never been about uplifting the minds of the people, putting people in a secure mindset. It was always about deception because deception runs this world. All right, that's a high level of witchcraft, and that was a performance that they was doing. All right, while everybody's bitching and complaining about one thing, they're performing witchcraft in front of the world, and is losing its lackluster. Okay, that's why the nations are catching on. Like, you know what? This is bullshit. Revelations 11:18. It says, "The nations were angry, and thy wrath has come. In the time of the dead, they should be judged." So all the nations are angry at America. Think about all the different avenues of combatment that this man has towards his allies, towards the ones that's supposed to have his best interests. Think of all the disagreement. Think of all the unnecessary mistakes that they committed, or the unnecessary acts that they committed towards their own. Now you fast forward that in time of anger, in a time of uncertainty, because they're doing things unbeknownst to their allies and the enemies. They consistently insult. So they're working for the rats that wear the SWAT hats, like you, the rats that wear the small hats, and they being led to a point of no return, to the point where the other nations, are like, enough is enough. All right, and ultimately, the nations are angry because all the deals that they have done with this nation is backfiring. All right, so the time of the dead is being done, and the dead is talking about the other nations. It's not talking about the actual dead. Okay, it's talking about the other nations. It says that they should be judged, and thou shouldest give reward unto thy servants the prophets. And part of that, which is the ultimate reward, is being delivered, all right, from that destruction, being delivered, getting a new body, put crowns in our heads, and being in the Holy Land. That's a full, complete package deal. Okay? It says, and give reward unto thy servants, the prophets, and thy saints, and them that fear thy name, small and great. So these are the people that only matters. And prior to that deliverance, that reward, the Lord is going to give us eye salve, Revelation 3 and 18, to be able to see in the darkness, to be able to see what the devil is conducting. That's why the scriptures are going back to what it says, be not ignorant of Satan's devices. To be ignorant, it means not to know. All right. And we know what to look for. We know what's in front of us. And everything is a show. And when the woman tells the world, oh, this is going to be a good night, um, expect shots fired. You don't get more blatant than that. Because everything is done in code. Everything is done, well, it's supposed to be done wisely, but they losing it. It says, and should have destroyed them, would destroy the earth, which is Esau. All right. So that heavy judgment is going to come towards Esau. Nahum 3 and 1, it says, woe to the bloody city, is all full of lies and robbery, and the prey departeth not. And the bloody city is talking about good old fashioned USA, Babylon the Great, all right? And the lies continuously keep going. They keep presenting lies consistently. But the key thing that they have the minds of the people. And they had Slakia, they had the minds of the people, but now the people are starting to awake, realizing like, nah, this what they selling, I ain't buying it. Jumping down the fourth verse, because of the multitude of thy whoredoms of the well-favored harlot, and the mistress of witchcraft, that selleth nations through her whoredoms, and families through her witchcrafts. And that's why Marina Bobble bitch, whatever, I don't know the last name. The spirit cooking bitch said that Trump is the highest witch out there, or wizard, which he's a witch, he's a bitch out there because he caused nothing but confusion. He has the minds of the people. Well, his back and his little followers, he got them wrapped around his finger. All right. So and what he's doing, he's selling to the nations witchcraft. Like when he said that he's gonna make America on the law of the land, or the book of the land is the Bible, which he didn't swear upon, which that was a swear anyway. Then his man quote an imaginary scripture. Oh, how can I forget? This dude had a selling King James Version Bible with his autograph. I looked it up on Amazon. I don't know why I had popped up. That shit was like 6,500. So he's selling the word as well. That's why he did a double. It says the mistress of witchcraft, that selleth nations through her whoredoms, and families through her witchcraft, which is right now. But the time is over, because the people, behold, I'm against thee, saith the Lord of hosts, and I will discover thy skirts upon thy face. So the world sees this nakedness. It was another it was a French dude. He broke it down perfect. Well, he was speaking in French, but you listen to it, you see what he was showing. You don't even have to need interpretation. All right, you don't need to speak English, but understand that they put two to two together, and this whole thing was Benesaya, and to get everything above, take away the rights from the people, all right, enforce draconian laws, okay, and take money from the people because now people is gonna have to pay for something that they didn't want. So taxpayer dollars not only gonna go to that welfare state of Israel, to the military, it's gonna go for a bullshit ballroom. It says that's why the Iranians are calling this the Epstein War, all right? Because hey, how many people that was that they got the video of in that Epstein Island? They mentioned the logbook and all this other stuff. How many people got arrested? You barely hear about the shit, but how many people got arrested? How many people got convicted? Not a single person. And that's why this guy he folded under pressure when no pressure was applied. When he had that interview with the which one was it? CBS? I think they aren't they not freaking what do call it? It had to be CBS. I don't think it was NBC. But I'm not gonna get it. He made mention of Slovakia. Oh yeah, he's the one that just brought up the fact of the manifesto that this guy said about himself, Trump, and how, and he didn't mention Trump. He just said he got to go after the pedophiles and so forth. And Trump automatically said, "I ain't no pedophile," but he didn't mention Trump. He mentioned the administration, but he didn't mention Trump. So people was like, "Yo, he told on himself because it's guilt." But the point of the matter is that the skirt is being uncovered. All right. Now everybody can see her nasty panties, can see her nasty twat. Right? If she has panties. Now when this bitch, she go out there with nothing. Okay? Pussy stinking, crabs, herpes, and all that good shit. But so the Lord is showing all this filthiness to the world. This is why I don't know who it was. It was a I guess he was, I don't know. He went to China. This guy, he went to China, and the Chinese kids saw the white man and asked, "Is it true that you eat people?" And he was laughing because he was like, in America we stereotype them so they eat cats and dogs, but the jig is up. They're like, yeah, they might say like, yeah, we eat cats and dogs, but y'all eat people. Who's worse? Which is true. I would assume the person that eats other people, when there's much more meat out there. I think that's the worst possible thing. So the Lord is this uncovering your private parts. It says, "And I will show the nations thy nakedness, and the kingdoms thy shame. And I will cast an abominable filth upon thee, and make thee vile, and will set thee as a gazing stock," meaning what? A public example. All right? It was made a public example, what not to do. So the Lord is showing the whole entire world, like this is the devil. Okay? They fake everything. And if the average person could see right through that, um, I guess magic trick, then you lost lackluster, you lost everything. And Yahweh Shem Yahshai is about to annihilate this space from the face of the earth. With that being said, shalom to the elect of the nations of shalom.